All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Racha, HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four winds of the earth. All right, I wanted to get this video in through the Spirit, while the Spirit's on me, before I hop on this freeway to head back home. Um, Dealing with the book of Romans, the second chapter, in the 13th verse. This was a question posed by the deacon Hakah from Sakari. Now, this ain't no video to go back and forth with that group. This is just a video to for edification to come through these airwaves, Lord will. All right, because their thing is, or what he said was, in order for you to get eternal life, you got to keep the law. And then he quoted Paul in Romans, the second chapter, in the 13th verse. The doers of the law are justified by the law. Okay. Now, Paul made two statements, and in Romans, the third chapter, okay, he spoke about that no flesh will be justified by the law. So which one is it? All right, because in the second chapter he said the doers of the law shall be justified. All right, but then in the third chapter he said no flesh shall be justified by the law. Okay, so which one is it? See, this is where the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi has to be dealing with you in order for you to understand. Let me get this on my face. It's making my eyes glow. That's where the Spirit of the Lord has to be dealing, all right, in order for you to understand what Paul was talking about. This is why Peter said that some of Paul's writings are hard to be understood, all right? Okay, this is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 15, all right? 15 and 16, it says, let's get this bright. Let's see if I can, okay, we go. 2 Peter 3 and 15, it says, and account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you. Who gave Paul the wisdom that he obtained? Yahawashi himself. Okay, so that's a crazy argument to say that Paul's writings are non-authoritative when the second in all of the universe told us in the scriptures that Paul is a chosen vessel unto him. But anyway, verse 16, all right, it says, as also in all his epistles, okay, all of his epistles, that goes from the book of Romans, all the letters that was written to the churches. This is what was Paul's job in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, okay? Because we all are Gentiles. Paul's letters really, back then it was for them, okay, those churches he established, but even more so now for us, because every Israelite that have come into this knowledge, if you truly sincere, you came in the way the Gentiles did. You had brothers that came into this thing that wasn't circumcised, okay? You got brothers that still aren't circumcised. Is that gonna stop them from obtaining salvation? Okay, if they're of the elect, no, it's not. Okay, not saying if you have the ability, all right, to get circumcised, to not do it. If the spirit is on you and you have that ability and your faith is built up to the point to where you are going to have it done, you should get it done. Okay, you should uh, uh, get yourself circumcised. All right, if the Lord allows that avenue to happen. But again, we all came in this thing as Gentiles. Some of our parents knew nothing about the law of circumcision. All right. And, really all of our parents knew nothing about the law of circumcision. But some brothers were circumcised that, when they were born, after they were born. Okay? But a lot of our people weren't. Remember, we all, what did Paul say in Thessalonians? That there shall come a casting away, a falling away first. Okay? We fell 70 AD, and then we totally fell when we got over here to this side of the world, to where we totally lost our way. Okay? And this is why Paul's letters are so beneficial to us on this side, because we didn't even have the Jews like we did when Paul was on the scene back then. We didn't know, we didn't have, none of our people were brought up in the customs of the Israelites. Okay, we all came in as Gentiles in this thing, man. Okay, verse 16 again, it says, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood. All right, and that's when the Spirit of the Lord got to be dealing. Okay, Spirit of the Lord got to be dealing with you to understand the things Paul was saying. Was he contradicting himself? Was he lying? This, that, and the third? No, Paul had become all things unto all men, that he may gain them. Okay? And Paul, of all, knew of the law. Okay? Because he persecuted and was on a rampage until the Lord knocked him off that horse. Okay? It says, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. And this is what's going to a lot of our people, including that group, Sakari, okay, by them putting this notion out there, this vibration, that Paul's letters are non-authoritative, or maybe some of it we can apply and some we can't. That's because they rest, because they unlearned. All right, the spirit truly is not the spirit of Yahawashi, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi is not over there, man. All right, here it is. One of the things Paul spoke about was, it's a shame for a man to have long hair. Even nature itself tells us that. This is what Paul said. But you got guys that's out there that won't cut their hair. Okay? They won't cut their hair because Paul's letters are non-authoritative in their eyes. Another thing, going back to the topic, Romans 2:13. Let's get it, okay? Because I don't want to make this too long. Let's go straight to the point. Romans chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. Okay, key points, the 13th verse. It says, for there is no respect of persons with the Most High. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. And that's talking about the Gentiles, right? Because they were without the law, meaning they didn't come up in the customs of the Israelites. They came up in the customs of whatever land they were in, just like us here. All right. Those that don't those that uh 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 you know, like it just said, those that are without the law, those have sinned without the law shall also perish without the law. Because you got Israelites that have come up here, all right, who didn't come up under the law, they gonna die, all right, without the law. All right? They gonna die. Okay, because they slated to be destroyed. That's 2/3. Okay, it don't matter how perfect you keep the law. Okay, because we gonna get to it. Let me finish this. It says, um, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. So Paul was speaking. You know, you got the Jews who came up with the law, and if they sin, they're gonna be judged by that law. All right. And those that didn't come up with the law, they're going to die without the law. Okay? But it's one thing that's going to bring everything together, and that was the sacrifice Yahawashi made. This is what Paul was talking about, man. Okay? Verse 13. It says, "For not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified." Okay? So this is what Deacon Hakah, he posed the question: Are the doers of the law going to be justified to enter into the kingdom? And my thing is, what about the 3rd chapter? Okay. See, this is where the spirit got to kick in, and you got to be like, damn, but wait a minute. The 2nd chapter, Paul said the doers of the law is going to be justified. But in the 3rd chapter, he says, no flesh shall be justified by the law. So what is it is Paul actually saying? All right. So let's get into it a little bit more. We're gonna go right to I mean, if you read the text within the context, and the spirit is with you, you'll be able to see what Paul was actually saying to the Romans, the Israelites in Rome. Okay, but let's jump to the 3rd chapter. It's almost 12 minutes. And we're gonna go and we're gonna start at verse 9. Okay. We're gonna start at verse 9, and it says, "What then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise, for we have before proved both Jews and Gentiles," meaning the Israelites that came up under the customs, okay, which are the Jews, and the Gentiles, meaning the Israelite foreigners, all right, okay, who didn't come up under the customs, the Israelites that was living in Rome, okay, because when you look up this word Gentile, guarantee you the word there is ethnos. So let's look it up and see real quick, okay. The word Gentile. Oh, okay, Salakia. It's not the word ethnos. It's actually Helen, all right, which gives better understanding, because when you look up the word Helen, we know that Helen started during the Greek Empire, where they Hellenized not just the Jews, but all nations round about. They made them start speaking Greek and eating swine and sacrificing swine, all type of wicked practices was forced upon Israel by Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, It says, that's where you get the word Helen. Okay. It says the Greek word. Oh, I'm sorry. I hit the root word on accident.
Strong's G 1672. Helene. Helene.
All right, which is Helen, a Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of the Greek islands or colonies. Okay, just like us right now, we're American, so-called American, by nationality, because this is the nation we were brought up in. But our true ethnicity, our gene, goes back to the nation of Israel. Okay, the real Jews and the rest of the tribes: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Naphtali. All right, Asher, Zebulon. Okay, that's our true origin. So we were Hellenized once again during slavery. Okay, slavery Hellenized all of the tribes. The conquest for paradise was a Hellenization by Cristobal Colon, or AKA Christopher Columbus, on the native tribes on the Isle of Hispaniola. And then you had the other conquistadors and the Puritans that came over here to the west um, and landed in Virginia, and they started to rape, rob, and murder, and then put the tribe of Gad and whatnot into these schools. So that was another time of Hellenization. All right, because prior to that, they didn't keep the laws perfect, but they did know that they were the Israelites. All right, they did know the Most High his name. Okay, they just had a broken form of it, and some of their words were Hebrew. They wrote in Hebrew. All right, but they were, losing their heritage. And then when Esau got over here, is when he totally wiped our heritage from us clean. All right, and he Hellenized us, and we became goddamn Americans, man. Now we're Americans. Okay, we were Hellenized all over again. Okay. The second definition says, in the wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, customs, and learning of the Greeks their own. And it was forced. This wasn't something that, Jake wanted to do. When you go to the book of Maccabees, it tells you that it was forced. First Maccabees, the first chapter, goes into how Antiochus, if women were caught circumcising their sons, they would put them to death. All right. If you wasn't eating pork, you were put to death. If you wasn't sacrificing swine on the altar of the Lord, you were put to death. All right. So it was done through the method of fear. Okay. To take us away from our customs. Same thing they did on this side, man. Okay. It says the primary reference is to a difference of religion and worship, and that's what it was with Antiochus. He wanted us to follow his ways. Matter of fact, let me go there in the book of Maccabees real quick, just to get, and most brothers that have been around, they know and understand this. This is mainly for you newer brethren, as well as you sisters out there. Okay. The book of First Maccabees, the first chapter. All right. Let me go straight to the point. Bear with me a second. I'm just scrolling so I can see if I can find it real quick. Okay, here we go. Verse 41, okay? First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. And when you read from 1 to 41, it gives you the things that he did when he came to Jerusalem. Okay, and him and his men that he sent, they were terrible to the children of Israel. Now going back to Romans the 3rd chapter, okay, and the 9th verse. Okay, it says, "What then? Are we better than they? No, in no wise, for we have before proved both Jews and Gentiles that they are all under sin." Okay, all of us, even to this day. I don't care if you woke up 15 years ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you still under sin. Okay, because these bodies ain't programmed to keep the law perfect. Okay, what makes us perfect is Yahawashi. Okay, that's what makes us perfect. Yahawashi, confessing Yahawashi before men. All right, and and doing it out of the sincerity of your heart. All right, and truly believing. Okay, and in that process, of course, you're gonna build your faith up, and you're gonna keep the laws to the best of your ability. All right. One law we can't keep is get rid of moles. We can't get rid of moles. We can't get rid of lesbos. All right, but it's a part of our law. We can't get rid of our women that are whores. All right. Scriptures tell us there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, neither a sodomite of the men. But we can't get rid of them because we behind enemy lines. We can't keep our customs here like our forefathers did, even though our forefathers didn't keep it perfect either. This is why we in this situation, okay? So it says, verse 10, "As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. There is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way," okay? And he's talking about Jews, those that know of the law, that was keeping, brought up in the customs. And he's talking about those who weren't. Okay? In this case, in today's day and age, that goes for those law-pushing camps. The law to this and the law that. All right? They got fringes on their T-shirts. Okay? When our garments were supposed to be down to our foot. All right? You wear fringes on your T-shirt, that's your garment. Okay? It's like you showing your privy parts. Okay? So we all messed up out here, man. Okay? Only ones that's going to be justified is the elect. All right? And you're going to have elect that come in at the 11th hour. All right? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have elect coming in the last minute, you know, and maybe a week prior, a day before, you know, they was eating pork, not knowing they were going off. Okay? So it ain't the law that's going to justify it. Paul's going to say this. Okay? It says, "There is none that understandeth, there is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Their throat is an open sepulchre. With their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asp is under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace Have they not known? There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law. Who are under the law? Who's under the law? Let's go to the book of Galatians real quick. Galatians. Come on, don't start freezing on me. To pull my actual book. Let's go to the book of Galatians real quick. This damn thing froze on me. Galatians chapter 4. Verse 4. Okay, it says, but when the fullness of the time was come, the Most High sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, okay, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Now, who is the them that were under the law? Okay. It says to redeem them that were under the law, right? Now, to find out who's under the law, let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's see what this precept says. Matthew chapter 20. Dang, still frozen. Matthew 20 and 28, it says, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many. Who are the many? Let's look it up. Okay. The precept is giving us Romans the 5th chapter. Let's go there. Okay. Let's see what it says. Like I said, I was just focused on Romans 2 and Romans the 3rd chapter. Okay. But the Spirit is moving. So it says, Romans chapter 5, verse 15, it says, but not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense of one many be dead, going back to Adam, okay, much more the grace of the Most High and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahawashi, Hamashiach, have abounded unto many. Again, who is the many? The many are the Israelites. Okay. It says, jumping down to 19, for as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. So what made us righteous? Okay. The obedience that Yahawashi displayed when he was on the earth 2,000 years ago, which was sinless. This is why he became the bishop and shepherd of our souls. Okay. It's what Yahawashi did that made us righteous. All right. It's what Yahawashi did to where we're not being put to death behind breaking the Heavenly Father's law. It's what Yahawashi did is what is going to justify the believers. Nothing we've done. Okay. This is the problem with Sakari. They don't give Yahawashi his just desert, his just his credit, man. Okay. To them, he's just a regular man. That's what they've said. All right. They say he's not to be worshipped, but in Matthew the 28th chapter, it tells you that the disciples worship Yahawashi. All right. Let me see. It's another precept I want to check out real quick. Bear with me a second. Oh, Isaiah 53. Let's go there. Okay, the precept for many. The many that were made righteous. Okay. And we know who was Isaiah writing to. He wasn't writing to nobody but Israelites. okay, because he was an Israelite. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 11. It says, he shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. So it's about what Yahawashi did, man. Okay? That's what it's all about. All right? And through your belief in Yahawashi, you're going to acknowledge that you have been going off and that you wretched. All right? Like Paul said in I believe it's either Romans 7 or 1 Corinthians 7. Just as Paul said then, man. All right, oh wretched man am I. The things that I want to do, I do not. But the things I don't want to do, I do. Is because sin that lieth within us. And that goes back to the Apocrypha, all right, where the Most High put that stony heart in Adam, all right? And all them years, all the way up to now, we still have that stony heart, okay? But we're in the process of getting that fleshly heart. And that fleshly heart won't be fully in us until we up in them ships, until we beamed up out of these chains of darkness, okay? This flesh, okay? It says, I'm going to read that verse 11 again, okay? Isaiah 53 and 11. He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many. Okay? Yahawashi is the one that justified us to the Father, man. All right? Why you think it say, he that confesses me before the Father, or before men, him shall I confess before my Father. Okay? Ain't none of us worthy to go straight to the Father. Okay? But some of these groups out here, i.e. Sakari, and other groups, IUIC, okay, ISUPK, they think that they can go before the Father without Yahawashi. It's impossible. Okay? It says, for he shall bear their iniquities. Okay? And he did bear our iniquities. Why you think it's written in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it says, let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay? We ain't going to be, once we figure out we the Israelites and, you know, we start to learn the law and we going to keep it 100% perfect. No, we can't. It's impossible. Okay? This is why Yahawashi is the man. This is why Yahawashi is whom the Most High chose, or the only begotten of the Most High, who came down and did it perfectly over 2,000 years ago. Had no sin. Okay? None. So going back, let's go back to Romans 3. Let me see if this thing. Okay, stop. I kind of like reading out of my sword anyway. Let's stay here. Romans 3, and I left off at verse 13. Let's go. It says, their throat is an open sepulcher, with their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of asp is under their lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. And there's groups out here, all right? The group I'm talking, they don't fear the Most High, okay? This is why they have done the things they've done throughout the years, okay? And trust and believe, it's going to be more to come out, all right? Best believe that. They already advertising about their Passover. How you got to come, you got to buy a ticket. There's going to be performances. There's going to be, what do you say, giveaways, you know, lectures. You got to buy a ticket to the Passover, all right? Or their Passover, not, you know. So going back, it says, It says, there is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. And I believe the precept to these scriptures, Paul was quoting out of the book of Psalms. All right. That's why verse 10 says, for as it is written. Matter of fact, I'll give you the precept. The precept is, oh, damn it. Here we go again. The precept is, let's go here. Psalms 14. Let's see what it says. I believe that's the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They have done abominable things. Okay. Yep, it is. Psalms 14, 1 through 3, it says, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people, which this, going into Esau. Okay. And then you got Isaiah 53, 1 through 4, which we read that earlier. Okay. Which is another precept. Isaiah 53 and 1, it says, who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. All right, and that's going back to what Paul was saying in here in the book of Romans 3:9 all the way up to verse 18. Okay. Now, verse 19. Okay, we're gonna get to the meat and gravy. All right, and it's coming up right here. Verse 20 is the key point. It says, now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law, meaning all the Israelites, going back to when we received the covenant and we were sprinkled with blood, and we said we're going to do what the Most High said we were going to do. So this was a blood covenant that was made with us by the hand of Moses with the Most High. Okay. It says, I'll read it from the top again. And now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them who are under the law. All of us. Okay. The law is what the law condemns us all. Okay. This is why Yahawashi had to come and do what he did. This is why he's the great. This is why you truly don't understand what it is you involved in if you telling people that Yahawashi is just another Israelite. You truly have no idea what you're involved in. You know what I'm saying? Zero. To even let that come out of your mouth. All right. It says that every mouth may be stopped. Okay, so every mouth may be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before the Most High. And that word world, okay, let me look it up. Let me look that word up here. The word world. Okay, the word world. No, I'm sorry, 19th verse, not the 20th verse. 19th verse. Now that's probably more than likely the word cosmos. And we understand and note it is the word cosmos. Greek 2889, cosmos. Okay? An apt and harmonious arrangement or constitution, order, government. In this case, us, the Israelites. Okay? Esau put all these definitions here to confuse the people. Okay? It doesn't mean the world or the universe. Okay? It's an harmonious arrangement, order, or government. The Israelites. That's what the word, when you see that Greek word cosmos, it's talking about the Israelites, separate from the rest of the people on the planet Earth. All right? So it says, in all the world, all the Israelites may become guilty before the Most High. And we all are, lest ye of the elect. And you have repented, and you acknowledge and believe the record the Heavenly Father left of his Son. Okay? And you trying your best, all right, to be a better man in the sight of YAHAWASHI or woman from the moment you've come into this knowledge all the way up until the point where the Lord is going to let the floodgates of hell open up out here. All right? Verse 20. Now listen good. Remember, back in the 13th verse, Paul said, let's read it real quick. Back in the 2nd chapter in the 13th verse, Paul said this: for not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. Okay? And they're saying, Deacon Hakas said, if you do the law, you're going to get the kingdom. Okay? And then he had the nerve to say, I hope those brothers get the, and that was all bullshit. You know, you could see, you could spot a bullshit if you ever been around snake motherfuckers in the world, all right? And I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from Los Scandalous, you know, full of snake ass niggas. I got a lot of snake niggas, gang bang, goofy ass pimps and thugs in my family. So I've seen the snake niggas that the Lord has created, all right? And a lot of them have crept in this knowledge unaware, man. And they're using YAHAWASHI for a cloak of their malicious ass soul to make money off of Jake, man. So it says, therefore, by the deeds of the law, going back to Romans the 3rd chapter, the 20th verse, therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. Okay? So which one is it? Paul said in the 2nd chapter that the doers of the law is going to be justified. But here in the 3rd chapter, 20th verse, he said, no flesh shall be justified in his sight by the law. Okay? So you can't boast in the law. Okay? You can't boast in this thing. It's all about your faith. Okay? Your faith is what's going to, build you up to start keeping the law to the best of your ability. All right? And to have that godly sorrow about you and hope of mercy from the Most High, man. Okay? The Most High said he would to obey is better than sacrifice. All right? Being obedient to the Most High's word, man. All of it, not just you picking and choosing and, I'm not going to do this because Paul's letters or his writings are non-authoritative. It's not the word of God. Okay? But did not YAHAWASHI say that he comes in the volume of the book? Okay? Is not YAHAWASHI the end of our law? Okay? This whole book is about the only begotten of the Most High, who came down and did it right for us all right? That many may be justified, and that took on all of our iniquity. So reading that again, it says, therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. Okay? Now, let's read on. It says, but now the righteousness of the Most High without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith of Yahawashi Hamashiach. That's where your righteousness comes from. Okay? Unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. It don't matter if you grew up in the customs or if you were living off in Rome or Galatia or Corinth, all right? Thessalonica, America, okay? Even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith of Yahawashi Hamashiach, unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. So what's the righteousness of the Most High? The righteousness of God is having faith in his son, Yahawashi. Okay? It says, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Hamashiach Yahawashi. Point blank. It's all about our Lord. This is what Paul was referring to. This is why when you read from the first chapter, the second chapter, the third, the fourth, he's explaining all of this. Okay? He's explaining it. But the Lord has to open your mind to see exactly what Paul is talking about. Again, going back to 2 Peter 3:15 and 16. A lot of these dudes wrest or twist Paul's writings to their own destruction. All right? It says, 25, whom the Most High have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High. To declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahawashi. It didn't say nothing. It said the justifier of him which believeth in Yahawashi. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Now, with that being said, I got to get the book of Ephesians, the second chapter. Okay? Because the law of faith is something that you had to be given. It's a gift that the Lord gave. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2. I got to start at the top. I got to get all this meat off the bone. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. It says, in you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins. All of us. We were all dead in trespasses and sins. Okay? Where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But the Most High, who was rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened. Okay? Have quickened us together with the Messiah. By grace ye are saved. Okay? It's grace, not the law. All right? And have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Hamashiach Yahawashi, that in the ages to come he might shew the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness toward us through Hamashiach Yahawashi. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, meaning it don't it ain't of what you've done. Okay, you could, the scriptures say the cedars of Lebanon is not sufficient to sacrifice. Okay, it's the grace that the Lord bestowed upon the elect is how the elect will be saved, because Yahawashi came and did the heavy lifting. He did the work for us to be justified in the sight of Yahweh, of the Most High, Yahweh. He did that. Okay. It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves; it is the gift of the Most High, not of works, lest any man should boast." Okay, so the faith that we have is a gift given, and a lot of guys didn't get the gift, but they perpetrating like they did. Okay, now going back to the Romans, the 3rd chapter, and I left off at 25. Okay, it says, "Whom God hath set forth to be a propitiation through faith." All right, the Most High set up. Let me see. The propitiation. All right, which is Yahawashi, is basically like a mercy seat. All right, this is why I quoted earlier. He that confesses me before men, him shall I confess before my Father. All right, Yahawashi is that mercy seat. Okay, it says, "Whom the Most High have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High, to declare, I say, at this time, his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahawashi." Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what? Law. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. So faith is what excludes that boasting. Okay, faith is where's your fringes? Faith excludes all that shit, man. Okay, it says, "Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law." Wait a minute, but Paul said in the 2nd chapter, 13th verse, all right, that the doers of the law are justified. Okay, but he's breaking it down as the chapters go on in Rome, in this letter to the Romans, man. Okay, it says, "Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law." Now they have a precept here. Let's see where it's taking us. Galatians chapter 2 verse 16. Let's see what that says. I'm gonna hurry up and get out your head. I gotta get up out of here. Damn, it's been almost an hour. Galatians 2 and 16. "Knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahawashi Hamashiach. Even we have believed in Yahawashi Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith of Yahawashi, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified." Paul said it again there. Okay. Verse 29. "Is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners? Yes, of the Gentiles also. Seeing it is one God which shall justify the circumcision by faith, and the uncircumcision through faith. Do we then make void the law through faith? God forbid. Yea, we establish the law." Meaning, as your faith grows, you're going to start to keep the law. But you can't just, the law, all right? You got to get on the law. No. You got to build yourself up, man. We've been away from our power for thousands of years. All right? And Jake think it's just, oh, all we gotta do is keep the law. Well, I'm good. No. You truly gotta believe in the record the Lord left for his son. And part of the record is Paul's writings. Okay? So I'm gonna end it there. I gotta get up out of here, but Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect out there. All right. Brought so a little more understanding to the whole. Are you justified by the law, or are you justified through the faith in Yahawashi? All right, the faith of Yahawashi, of him, of his blood that was shed for us. All right, so hey, with that, again, Lord will, this was edifying to the elect, giving all praise to Yahawashi, and we on to the next. Shalom.